Tell us a little bit about the founding of the Chester Burger Company.
Well, there was a period in my life, Cindy, between the time I left McCann Erickson. When I left McCann Erickson, or Communications Council, as our name was, I was hired as president of one of their clients, a company at that time called Office Temporaries, which in 1963 was one of the largest in the industry. And I ran that company okay for a couple of years. And then in December 1st, 1964, I decided to open my firm, my own firm. I had the idea, I didn't know whether it would work, that I was going to try to earn a living selling advice to corporations, public relations advice to corporations, but not doing publicity. I wasn't qualified to do publicity. I really didn't know it. And at that time I had as a friend, a pretty close friend, John Hill, who was the founder of Hill and Knowlton, who was really more than a generation older than me. He was quite in advanced years then, but he was a good friend. And he said to me that he had tried the same thing in 1927 when he started Hill and Knowlton. He had hoped to found a firm selling advice to corporations about what their public relations policy should be. And he said he failed at it because when he gave advice that they liked and accepted, they then said to him, all right, you go ahead and implement it. We had no resources to implement it. And John Hill soon found that the money to be made in public relations was in the implementation, not in the advice. And that's why it became such a fine, big firm. Well, I did succeed at it. And my firm was always a little firm. We were never more than 25, 26 people at the very peak, I think. But we were advisors to dozens and dozens and dozens of big corporations. Sears Roebuck, 3M, Texas Instruments, Metropolitan Life, all of them. American Bankers Association. And all we did was discuss problems and suggest how to handle it. That was half of our business. The other half wasn't so well known, and that was that if a company went to a big PR firm and had a problem that the PR firm had no experience in handling, privately the PR firm would come to us for advice. And we were advisors to almost all of the major PR firms for about 25 years. And then finally in 1988 I retired, sold the firm to my partners, one of them, and they ran it into the ground in 2 years and it was dead.
Well, when it was vital and alive, did you have a mission statement or anything that was written down, a code of ethics?
No, we had no, we were not bureaucratic. We had about, maybe, I'm trying to remember, at the most 6 or 8 senior people, maybe approximately, and they would just go out and talk to a CEO about a problem, and they all had years and years of experience, but they had good judgment. They had very good judgment. And we were involved, and I would say a very large percentage of the major corporate problems facing corporate America during all those years. We were even advisors to the AARP. We were advisors to the American Cancer Society, not just for once, but for years, for many years.